I got another one today. And I'm a crawler guy. Been a crawler guy forever. That's how this channel got started. I used to put a lot of crawler vids up here, set to music and whatnot. Got away from it. Started dealing with a lot of different other models. Harped on the Tamayas for a long time. And then got into these TRX4M minis. Like my... this was the Land Rover. It's not a Land Rover anymore. It's actually the Tarantula. Didn't realize how much I miss crawling, but I didn't have a 10 scale till today. And so after some persuasion, let's call it that, from a buddy of mine, two of yous, this is what I picked up. TRX4. This is just the Sport, TRX4 Sport, and I looked at several different rigs. I'm a DIE HARD Axial guy. Built many Axial SCX10s and the 10.2s. But I got to say, ever since Horizon Hobby has got their hands on Axial, to me, it's just kind of gone downhill. Not picking on them, but it's just not the same. I looked at the Axials, like I said. I looked at everything. I looked at the Element RC. I looked at... I even thought about going back to a Red Cat Gen 8. I love that truck. People can talk junk about it. International Scout body is a beautiful body to me. And I bought one of the originals that was orange. Should have kept it. That was my introduction to portal axles. I wanted to kind of stay with the portal axle thing. Saw this as the next best option. I looked at the new Axial that's, got all the bells and whistles on it. Low, it's real low truck. I can't remember what it's called. Vanquish, VRS. I think it's called a Fortis or Fordice or whatever. And I'm just not going to pay that for a ready to run rig. I'm just not going to do it. So this booger right here, and I'm so glad I got it in this color. Love the desert tan. Oh man, this is going to be my new project truck. But this thing is loaded with features that I just figured it would save us a ton of money to begin with. The little trucks ain't let me down yet, so why not go with this? But anyway, let's get this thing on the bench, get the body off, and talk about it. I know I'm late to the game, I know, but I just wanted to be informed. So I did my homework, and I think I really got something to start with here. First things first. So thankful that I got this rig. I know some of the other TRX4s, like the Bronco and the Blazers, when I come with 2.2s. I'm thankful I got this one with the 1.9. The body, it's a generic pickup truck. No Dodge, no Ford, no Chevrolet. And I believe that's one of the reasons why they could keep the price point where it's at, because they didn't have to pay for the licensing for this body. And I'm fine with that, because I'll wind up changing it down the road. Not sure when, but I've got some ideas. Nice beefy bumper on the front end. From what I've seen and what I've read, there was a change to the bumper for this model to allow for better approach angles. I've not seen any of the other rigs and whatnot, so I can't comment on that, but it's a decent looking bumper. It does have D-rings on both sides. They are plastic, and that's fine. And then we have it's a faux winch, but from what I understand, you can change it and actually put the Traxxas winch on this bumper. Now, I'm not going to do that. When I wind up doing what I want to do, the body's going to be different, the bumper's going to be different, and then I'll add a winch at that point. But for right now, for what I'm going to do, it's going to be just fine. Canyon Trail 1.9. I've read good things about them. These feel awful stiff, but again, it's not been run. It needs to get some, some time on the rocks and whatnot. They are vented. That's a good thing. The wheels are decent looking, even though they're, the tires are glued. It's not a bead lock, but it's a good looking wheel. It's a plastic wheel. It's got a set of sliders on it, which is cool. The body sits down in a track here to kind of keep everything in place, which is neat. And then we get around to the back. Another bumper, obviously. Duh. D-rings on it as well. Look at her. didn't even notice that, but a receiver, if you want to put a hitch on it, I guess you could. I mean, altogether, decent looking rig. Decent looking rig. But what sold me on this entire truck is what's underneath. I know it's a brush truck, but it's got a humongous 550 size 27 turn Titan in it. I've had great luck with those Titan motors. I'm in great luck with those motors. Motor is, they're freaking amazing and strong. My God, plenty of torque. So I'm imagining that this will be the same. Then the other major thing, I'm going to have to flip it over for that, but is the fact that all the links are already metal from the factory. That is a time saver and a half for a person like me, because that would have been the first thing that I'd have started doing. It was either building a set of suspension links or trying to hunt down a set to replace the plastic ones. Now the axles are portals. Got to get used to that. I'm not really used to it. I wish my dadgum lighting was better, but I've not read anything bad about it. So I'm going to give them a shot. I know it's worked out well on everybody at my buddy's rigs, so I'll give them a damn shot and see what happens. And front suspension on this thing, look at the size of those knuckles. That is incredible. Yeah, it looks like a CVD as far as the output, or the stubs going into the portals, those knuckles there. So, man, this thing is really nice. But sealed electronics, that's cool. Let me see if I can get you guys up here. Electronics are sealed. It's supposed to be waterproof. That's fine. I try not to submerge them. It's not a boat, so I don't treat them as such. Let me get this out of the way. XL5 speed control. Use those in the past. That thing's been around for a long time. Pretty much a bulletproof setup. I mean, really. The battery placement is one thing that concerns me. Not that it's a bad thing. I know when I used to build my axials, I would move the batteries up to somewhere in this area, lay them across the frame rails. But this one being, it's not dead center. It's a little more to the rear. I'll have to see how it handles, you know. But it's going to be a learning curve. I'm kind of nervous about running this thing because I know how my other rigs used to run, and I don't want to set the expectations so high for this and then it fail, and I'm like, ah, crap, you know. Nice set of oil-filled shocks from the factory. The threaded single spring, so a single rate or whatever. It's a little, it's like it needs a little heavier oil in it to me. But again, I won't do any changing until I get it out and run it, put it through its paces, and then I'll make a decision. But it's really cool that they've got them, and they're fully adjustable. You know, it's a nice truck for the money, man. You can't go wrong with this thing, it seems like. Radio is pretty much a bare bones TQI 2.4. No problems. I'll run it for now. If I wind up changing things like I'm planning on doing later on, I may put it on my Fly Sky and just add it to it. So I can have a lot more adjustments. But it does have, you know, steering trim on it there, and that's pretty much it. But, hey, it's a decent radio to get you out on the trail anyway. So at this point right now, even though I've not run this truck, my thoughts on it, not that it matters, but solid damn rig. Real solid rig. And for the money to get the metal suspension links and the metal steering links, nice metal geared waterproof servo, waterproof electronics, the whole 9 yards, and a decent looking body. I mean, for the money, I'm going to call it a win for now, and put it through its paces. Just basically field test this thing and see if there's any, if at all, any changes that really need to be made to it. I'm thinking it's probably not. Just, you know, personal stuff like tires, wheels, body, bumpers, things like that. It's probably going to be the only things that I'll wind up changing. Pretty stoked to have it in my collection. Charging batteries as fast as that charger will do it right now. I'm going to try to get run video today If not, I'll get it tomorrow. I'm looking forward to good things out of this rig, and I'm happy to have it. It was a great value for the money. I don't think you could have gone wrong. I want to say thanks to Derek for, you know, giving me the info on his. And then I want to say thanks to Otto and Anna at RC Hobby, Fuquay Varina, North Carolina, for allowing me to buy the truck. They are great people. If you're in the area, if you're in North Carolina and not that far from say Raleigh, give them a look over there. If you haven't been there before, I guarantee you, man, you'll love it when you get there. They are solid people, good people, and your service is going to be second to none. They are just, it's a fantastic hobby shop. I'm going to get busy. I'm going to try to get some things together for this. So stick around. We'll try to get some run for you.